be doing Bone Spear today. This build, I don't know, man. It's kind of fucking cool. I follow Dark Microtransactions guy. Go ahead and give him a follow. Yeah, guys, it's pretty fucking cool. Alright, so here's my setup. Pretty much the same as his with a slight variant. I'm using Iron Maiden. So essentially, so yeah, let's get it. So I'm gonna get right into my armor, and then I'm gonna get into the trait. So my armor is pretty basic. I don't even have the higher war tiers yet, but this build is to like level 50, just after level 50 or before level 50. You can get this rolling before level 50. I'd say about maybe 45 to 50-ish. Let's see. So first I have this Bone Storm barrier. It's kind of cool. When I use my Bone Store, I get a barrier, so that's kind of percentage. The unique I have is Bone Spear's vulnerable, gives vulnerable to enemies, so it's like pretty cool, which is vulnerability is what DM was saying is the main. So I'm just trying this out, so it's like, it's cool. Then I have these pants on. Yeah, I know the power is not all that great, but like I said, I'm 51, so about to be 52. And you can get these legendaries pretty early, or you can extract accents to put it on. This is just basic pants, but the reason I have the emerald on my weapons, I don't really mind the weapons too much. You can customize the weapons you really want, and you're gonna go ahead and draw from the vendor, from the vendor that gives you a chance to roll or gamble for weapons. So therefore, I have the emeralds because of the increased crit strike damage. So let's get right into Book of Dead. So Book of Dead, I'm using Sacrifice. The reason I'm using Sacrifice is the same reasons that my DM is using, Dark Microtransaction. Your critical strike chance is increased by 6%, but you can no longer cast. So that's my critical strike. So under Skeletal Warriors and Skeletal Mages, I have you deal 70% vulnerable damage, 70% increased damage times increased damage to vulnerable enemies, but you can no longer summon Skeletal Mages. And then also for my golems, I have deal 35% times increased damage, increased crit strike damage, but you lose the ability to summon golems. So with that said, also look, my tree's not that full, but I'm gonna go for this glyph, which is probably with exploit, and I'm gonna go for these two rare nodes as I progress. But as you can see, I don't have that many Paragon points. I don't have everything filled out like a lot of other players, and I will show you just how well this does. So this event just started, right? This thing we're gonna test it on.
Mortal souls, right for living.
Alright, so I got on that alone.
I'm out of essence.
And then in my deck, I just destroyed portals. Sorry.
I need more essence. I'm not ready yet. Bearer of lawless blood, She will have your soul.
Alright, so let's get out of this area. Okay, so onto abilities, right? So therefore, we're going all the way to the top. So we're doing bone splinter, right, for your basic attack. And now you probably could, like, since you have to choose two, you can probably save this, but you don't really want to because your bone spears have, it says bone splinters has a chance to 20% make your enemies vulnerable. So you kind of want this whole basic skill in your kit. Also we're gonna go with imperfectly balanced. Reason I chose 1 and unlikely energy for your maximum essence increased by 3. You don't really need the extra bonuses, but your core skills cost 9% times more essence, but deal less than 15% increased damage. So therefore, they don't cost as much essence, but then they cost more essence, but they deal more, which is fine. That's increased damage, right? So on Bone Spear essentially is your crutch, is your main DPS. So therefore, enhanced Bone Spear, you want to go with enhanced Bone Spear because of the 3 shards breaks into it. Now, I'm using crit because I have vulnerability baked into my kit. But if you have issues with vulnerability baked into your kit, like the armor I showed you, therefore go ahead and select supernatural. But for right now, I'm using the damage increase and also the 2 extra splinters. So that's kind of cool. So that gives you the 5. Okay, then I also chose the Hued Flesh because your damage has up to 12% chance to create corpses, and it's doubled on bosses. So that's 24% on bosses, so therefore you'll have corpses, and the reason you're going to use corpses is because you're going to use Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion is going to help you generate essence. So therefore, one rank in Corpse Explosion, then you choose Enhanced Explosion, and then you're going to also choose Played Corpse. Now the Played Corpse Explosion increases so the damage are slow. They're slowed and slowed, stunned, or vulnerable. So it deals like 8% more damage. And the reason you're not using Blighted is because, well, I mean, you can choose Blighted, but mostly you kind of want this because it because of the vulnerable damage, which, like I said, is the vulnerable damage is the primary, like I'd say the icing on the cake because of this wondrous build, and it's not even complete. Like it's stupid how strong this is. So you also want Grim Harvest because consuming the corpse generates success. See, this is what I was talking about, your essence generator. So since your Bone Spear is going to do 9%, cost 9% more, almost 10% more essence, you want something to generate mana. So therefore you have corpses, right? So then you have Fueled by Death, increased damage by 6 seconds. So therefore, whenever you consume a corpse, i.e. Corpse Explosion, right, or Tendrils, therefore you're gonna do 6. You're gonna do 6 for 6 seconds, increase 9% more damage. That's why I have 3 ranks in it. All right. Then also we're gonna fuel everything for Bone Spear, which is close enemies take 6% more damage from you and deal, and then it's also your damage reduction, right? So I have 3 here. I also have 3 in Death's Reach, 12% increase damage, and the Bone Spear, as you'll see, pretty much. Oops. So your Bone Spear hits pretty far before its first detonation, right? It's literally off screen. So before it detonates, right, and bounces back. So therefore, you kind of want that. Also, back to abilities. So therefore, that's why you have Death's Reach. Yeah, now you could use Decrepify. I have a bonus point in it, but and the Decrepify does the slow, right? So you get slow. Your minions Decrepify, or excuse me, the for lucky hit, i.e. crit, enemies while afflicted with Decrepify have 15% to reduce active cool and reduce your active cooldowns. So you could do that, but I'm doing because I want to make sure I have mana. I want i.e. essence, right? So I'm doing Iron Maiden because I want essence regeneration because you burn through it so fast because I'm such a lower level, right? DM was like 71 with his Necro, and I think on when I was watching his reacting to his video, so therefore enhanced Iron Maiden. So and with the enhanced Iron Maiden is abhorrent Iron. Excuse me. You want it no longer cost essence, right? So that's a good thing. So you're not wasting essence on Iron Maiden, and you also gain 5 essence for each person that's cursed within it. Now DM also had this, which amplify damage when you have cursed enemies, but it's your Iron Maiden's not out that long. So it's like 10, well, it's 10 seconds, so that's pretty okay. But the thing about it is I didn't put points. I chose not to put points into this for amplified damage because I'm not going to be relying on my Iron Maiden. Yes, that's essence generator, but my main essence generator is my corpses. So that's why I chose that. I did one rank with Tendros, and I did essence and corpse. So also I did oh shit, I'm being attacked.
The daughter of hatred demands blood.
Now, what I could do with this build, right, is I could take away my basic attack and put something like another bone ability, right? But I want to be able to make sure I generate essence. So let's get back to what we were talking about. All right. So then in the next tree, so that's why I chose Iron Maiden over it, right? So then on to the next part. So we have Corpse Tendro, as I was saying. We take the rank in it to enhance. We also take Plague Tendros. So that because why? Because it gives vulnerability. Vulnerabilities we need to have it in our kit. I also took one Fortify, Necrotic Carpus for Fortify 1 rank, and then I went now also my bone abilities. This is the 3rd tree, right? So skills. So everything for pretty much a bone. The reason I didn't choose Bone Spirit because it's not all that great from what I've experienced, what I've tested. So, and also we need to power up all of our bone skills anyway, so I don't have that much. So therefore, your bone skills have increased critical hit damage. I did 3 in there. Compound Fracture, critically striking enemies 10 times. Bone skills, and your skills deal 50% damage. I have 3 ranks in that. Also, Evolution, your bone skills deal 18% times increased damage, critical strike damage to vulnerable enemies. So like I said, vulnerability build, right? With bone spears. Also, I took 1 in standalone, increased damage reduction by 6% to reduce by 2% for each active minion. So since I have no minions, I have 6% damage reduction. And then also Memento Mori, sacrificing both skeletal warriors gives my mages increase. So I believe in my kit my number of Necros, primary resource. Okay, right here on my ring, sacrificial band. Your sacrifice bonus are increased by 15%. Necromancers only, so that's kind of cool. So it's up to 85%, right? So then at 85%, I have 85% essential sacrifice damage, right? So that's pretty cool. All right, then I chose 1 in Bone Storm. Now I'm missing, and in primary Bone Storm ride because you have damage reduction. The reason I didn't go with this yet because I don't have enough points, but that'll increase my crit, and so therefore when I'm using Bone Spear and I have the Bone Storm active, bam. And then also we're not gonna use like you know, a spirit or blight or blood. So we're using bone. So that's our bone passive, right? So that's pretty much the build. So therefore, go ahead, test it out. Like can test it out. Primary. And I think this is kind of so therefore, you know, with the build, it's going. Therefore, with the build, we're gonna go ahead. Oh. I guess because I was in the area. Cool. Awesome. I can use that. There you go. Vulnerable. Great. Because that's what we want. We want the vulnerability. Alright. That's pretty much the build.
I lack the required
go ahead and
essence.
test it out. Leave a comment below.